21 wickets fell on a remarkable third day of the latest LV County Championship match between Derbyshire and Middlesex, with the visitors going into the final day on top. After day two's washout, Middlesex resumed their first innings on 228 for 3, but the collapse that followed was spectacular as they lost their last 7 wickets for 22 runs. They had made a reasonable start, with Scott Newman adding to his overnight score of 119. But he was first to go when he pulled Robin Peterson to deep mid-wicket, where he was caught by Mark Footit for 126. Gareth Berg followed 2 overs later, leg before to the same bowler for 4. Neil Dexter then got a leading edge to a delivery from Footit and was easily held by Wes Durston after making 20. Sean Udal perished 2 balls later, LBW to Footit, who was again bowling with some pace. Middlesex were happy to take runs from wherever they came. Footit was extracting so much bounce from the wicket that this delivery flew over the keeper's head for 4 byes. But the innings was soon over. Tim Murtagh edged a flashing drive behind and was out for 6. Toby Rowland-Jones went in similar fashion off Tim Groenewald for 3. And Pedro Collins lasted just 1 ball before he swung at Groenewald and was caught at third man. Middlesex had subsided to 263 all out, losing their last 7 wickets in 13 overs. Derbyshire had welcomed their former skipper Chris Rogers back into the fold after a bout of tonsillitis, and he continued his side's domination of the first hour or so of the day with a couple of smart shots. It looked as if it was going to be Derbyshire's day. But then they lost 2 wickets in successive overs just before lunch. Wayne Madsen won't be too pleased with this shot, as he drove Murtagh straight to Newman in the covers. And Chesney Hughes was bowled off the inside edge by Collins after choosing too late to leave a ball. Derbyshire went into the break at 38 for 2 and lost a 3rd wicket 30 runs later. Durston was the man to go, edging a wide ball from Collins behind. Some of the shot selection was leaving a little to be desired, and even Rogers flashed at a ball from Dexter, which he was thankful didn't go to hand at slip. The wickets just kept on falling though. Next on his way back was Greg Smith, who gloved a pull off Collins to John Simpson to depart for 5 at 82 for 4. Derbyshire though seemed to be getting themselves into a decent position, with Rogers going to his 50 off his 77th ball with his 7th 4, not all of which had come off the middle of the bat. His partnership with Peterson was putting the home side back in the ascendancy, as the pair added 40 for the 5th wicket. At 122 for 4, Derbyshire still would have been hopeful of a decent first innings lead. But 4 more wickets tumbled for the addition of just 17 runs. Peterson on 15 was caught off the top edge sweeping at Udal. Rogers, having made 75, his highest LV County Championship score since early June, yorked himself. Steve Adshed got a tickle trying to pull Rowland-Jones to go for 7. And Graham Wagg couldn't resist Udal's flight and turned him to OA Shore at mid-wicket, reducing Derbyshire to 139 for 8. Only some lusty blows from Stefan Jones stopped the rot. He hit Udal for a pair of 6s in 1 over, making life as a short leg fielder look a pretty dangerous occupation. Jones has scored some decent runs this summer, and his quick 30 here at least carried his side's total up to 177. But the veteran spinner soon got his revenge, as Jones was outfoxed as he ran down the wicket, giving Simpson a simple stumping. Udal ended with figures of 4 for 37. And Derbyshire had been bowled out for 182 when Footit gave Simpson some catching practice, as Collins also ended with 4 wickets. So Middlesex had a first innings lead of 81, but the wickets didn't stop there. Newman was out for the 2nd time in the day, this time for 7, as he was trapped in front by Groenewald. The middle of most of the bats were getting little use. Simpson had gone leg before to Wagg before Shah was the next batsman to use the edge, with Adshed making a fine stop to prevent a boundary. Other than that shot, Shah looked in decent nick on a day in which the match had moved on at a pace, meaning that a positive result is likely on the last day, in spite of so much time being lost to the weather. That cause was helped as 2 more wickets fell late in the day. David Milan cut Footit into the hands of Madsen in the gully and was out for 10. And Shah had made 29 when he tried to pull a ball too far wide of his off stump, skying a catch to the wicketkeeper. the wicket-falling mayhem was at least brought to an end for the last 25 minutes of the day, by the end of which Middlesex had moved on to 71 for 4 to lead by a very handy 152 runs. Given the events of this extraordinary day, both sides will feel that they can push for victory on day 4.